Said this one traded for my first big win. Jonathan Fink on the line tonight, with a pack in hand and a story that bites. Old paper, new spark, name on the card. From basement deals to a full-on start. Collected and connected, collected and connected, trading the truth.
Hey, what's up? Jonathan Fink, Sports Card Collectors Club, and this is the Card Life Chronicles, podcast episode 19. Tonight we're going to rip 2026 Topps Chrome Basketball Update. Cooper Flag's been pulled, Dylan Harper's rookie patch has been pulled, but only half of the rookie patches have been pulled altogether, so we're going to chase them tonight. So we'll let the chat fill up as we always do for the next 5-10 minutes, and then we'll get started. So thanks so much for joining me. We already got 3 in the chat. God bless each and every one of you for being first. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, so stay tuned. Back soon, guys. We'll get ready, and we'll have some fun tonight. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you, each and every one of you. God bless. All right, thanks for your patience. We got 9 on the chat. I think we started with 5. I appreciate each and every one of you. We'll have a lot of fun tonight. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you. My next book is on pre-sale, The Pokemon Gods Are Real. And the feedback that I've gotten has been amazing. It's now #1 on the pre-sale at Amazon, and it's even in the top 10 for overall sales. I know that can't be accurate because it's got to be influenced by short-term purchases, but I'm really grateful, and it's good to see my book at the top of the list. Hey, my dog just came down, so I'm going to take him out real quick. So sorry for the quick delay. I'm going to put a reel on for you to watch, and then we'll get started. Thanks.
This month, we have some great sports card stories from across the U.S. and talk to an author from nearby Leawood, Kansas, who has written a book about returning to collecting after 3 decades away.
My day job is I'm a financial advisor, so I've been investing for over 20 years. In a way to express my love for the hobby, I decided, what if I write an investment book, Sports Card Collectors Club, and treat the stock market the same way I would treat the card market. And so I thought, well, how would a day trader invest in cards? How would a venture capitalist buy and sell cards? How would a hedge fund do it? As I would go through my trials and tribulations, I realized that for as much fun as I was having investing, there was something missing. And one day I was watching the Royals game on television, and it was a rain delay. And the Card Life television show came on. I was watching that episode, I was watching Matt Strom open cards and rip packs, and I started getting the warm, fuzzy feeling. I said, this is what I want to be doing. I want to get back to really collecting and ripping cards and building sets. And that's where the story of my book has changed. I go from investing back to collecting.
I'll also open a variety of boxes from different sports. So he hit the home run off me in like the 7th inning. And then in the 8th inning, JT hit a double, so he's standing on second. And Mason Wynn asked him, he's like, hey JT, he's like, I heard Strom collects cards of guys that take him deep. He's like, does that mean he's gonna send me over a couple cards to sign tomorrow? And after the game, we had won. I mean, winning is the only thing that's important to me. So it's like, I was good after the game, whatever, and JT comes up to me and he's like, hey Stromy, he was really genuine. Like he wasn't taking shots. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, when I got to second, Mason asked if you're gonna send a card over for him.
I'm just looking around my basement here, just walls covered with concert posters and toys, and just like, I have no intention of selling these things. I collect because I want to show off the things I love and do it in fun ways. And it just never crossed my mind that, hey, I'm going to go buy this thing just so I can resell it. Like that to me isn't a pure collector mentality. And obviously things change and times change. And, in order for things to survive right now, you have to have that sort of chase for something valuable.
Yeah, it needs to be a circus. You know what? The truth is, I actually watched the live stream on eBay Live with Ken Golden and Logan Paul. They ripped a box of 86 Flair and a box of Series 1 Pokemon. And you know what?
Yeah,
it was very entertaining. They're both polarizing characters. I thought it was entertaining. But you know what? After every pull, they immediately are showing the value. And it begs the question, are we creating, not we, is the industry creating a gambling culture which has a real downside?
It already has. Right. Not created. It's here.
Yeah, and
that's
a concern. I guess for me, I hope to be an influence where we focus more on collecting, because you know what, when markets crash, collectors don't get hurt at all. Because the Sandy Koufax you bought that because it makes you feel good. It brings back good memories.
Said this one traded for my first big win. Jonathan Fink on the line tonight.
You have created community, so let's talk about that. I went to Rip Night at your shop. Let's rip another pack. And I went to your Rip Night 2 years ago, and it was one of the best. I wrote about it in volume 1. It was one of the best times I've ever had. You guys had this giant scoreboard where you had the chase cards, and everyone can buy whatever product you wanted, like buy 3, get 1 free, whatever product, whatever it was. You then, if you pull a Bronny James, you then get another blaster. Or I pulled a Reed Shepherd auto, and then I got a free T-shirt. And I sat around the table with strangers and had the best time ever. So let's talk about how important community. All right, we're back, guys. Thanks for your patience. We should be good to go. My dog Buddy has just gone potty. I gave him a little treat. He might come back to hang out, but I don't have to worry about taking him out for a bit. So we'll get going, and we'll rip some 2006 Topps Chrome. Just to give you some updates, the product is still hot. You can't find it anywhere on the shelves anymore. select few shops still have it in select quantity, but they got to rip the seal and all that stuff. The mega boxes, which retail for $85, I think they're now going for $130. They had been going for $120. Prices are rising there. I saw that a Shaquille O'Neal out of 50 went for $1,200, which is insane. I think about half of the rookie patch autos have been pulled. So yeah, the top guys like Dylan Harper, his card's been pulled with $1 million bounty. The Cooper Flag's been pulled. I think that had a $2 or $3 million bounty, but something that might auction for up to $4 million. But you know what? There still are plenty of rookies to pull. I saw that Hunter Dickinson just got pulled. I mean, he's been on the fringe. He's barely making a team. He's been playing in the summer league this year. But he went to KU. I love KU. My son goes to KU. I would have loved to pull the Hunter Dickinson, rookie patch auto. So you never know. There's still a lot of fun cards to still pull, and then lots of just players that we love, and all kinds of numbered cards, and still autos to pull. So there's still a lot of good stuff. So yeah, I could have these sealed boxes that weren't that I bought through Dick's that weren't ripped open. I could flip them on the open market and probably make a buck or two. But what fun is that? I love to rip. I love to share the experience, and that's actually where this Card Life Chronicles podcast series came from. Because even though I did just work so hard to get the Pokemon Gods of the Real out, now on September 16th, it's now on pre-sale. My original plan was to put it out down the road, and then when I realized it's the 30th anniversary, I'm like, oh no, I got to put it out for the 30th anniversary. That'd be perfect alignment. But I've always had on pre-sale for months now Volume 2 of the Sports Card Collectors Club series called the Flip Life, and there's lots of different storylines that run through the Flip Life. But one of the main themes was I had to find a way to sell books. I spent most of my life, in the under the late night, as a scribe, writing. I wrote 10 books, but I didn't spend any time trying to sell them or any time marketing them. I have my own self-publishing company, so I don't have a big marketing budget behind me. I don't have a publicist. So any of the interviews or podcasts that I've been on have just been organically happened. But with the Flip Life, that was where I discovered a couple of things. First of all, I had to find a way to keep going with the hobby. My wife was not thrilled with how much money that I'd spent in the hobby, even though it was so much fun for me. And I agree, it did get out of hand. I even wrote about that in Volume 1 with credit card debt and paying off your bills and all that stuff. And so, addiction is real. Be careful out there. It's a fun hobby, and it's easiest to keep clicking on eBay, buy now. Eventually, it adds up. So you got to be responsible with your money. However, I still wanted to be in the hobby, and I still wanted to write about the hobby. And then I figured out a way to justify keep doing it, which was the Flip Life. The Flip Life is the idea that, I have a business degree from University of Missouri, an undergraduate degree from Tulane. And when it comes to marketing and target marketing is the idea about specifically finding the niche of your product and identifying the market of people who, will fulfill that niche and really would want that product. And so it wasn't until I started, getting ready to publish the sports card book that I realized that, gosh, people who are on eBay, after I became an eBay customer and started buying cards on eBay and building up PCs, I realized, look, if someone's on eBay buying sports cards, that not only do they love sports cards and they love sports, they have the money, the discretionary income to spend on sports cards. And so certainly someone who is buying cards on eBay would love to read a book about sports cards and sports card investing and collecting. And so that's when the light bulb went off. And I realized, it's not just sports card buyers. I have a book series called The Golf Gods Are Real, The Hockey Gods Are Real. And what I realized is that when if I open packs of hockey cards, anything that's worth $1 or $2 worth selling, I could put on eBay, and maybe I'll make some money back on the box that I just opened up, or maybe I won't. I'll recoup some of the money. But more importantly, it's an excuse. It's a Trojan horse. It's an opportunity for me to mail an envelope to that eBay buyer and then slip in to someone who's buying a Tiger Woods card, my Golf Gods Are Real book advertisement. Or if someone loves baseball, I could slip in my Republic Baseball League advertisement for that book series. And that's how the idea came. It started with sports cards, and I realized I could do it for everything. And so therefore that justified me always being able to rip packs and open cards to my wife and to myself, and to do it through the business, and use it as a way to actually enjoy the hobby, but also it really was a marketing vehicle to find the target market for my book. So it might not have been the most efficient way, but you know what? Compare that to print advertisement in magazines or billboard advertising, all the other traditional ways to advertise. And who's to say if you can measure the success of those different ways of spending money? So for me, it was a business expense. It was also fun, and I thought it was a clever, creative way to find my target market. And then it gave me the clever idea to have that be one of the core themes of the book series. And so there are other things about the book series, of course. I read about the end of Panini, the rise of Topps getting all the licenses and all the different products that were changed, and I opened all those products. And here's the thing: when I opened up all those products, I wrote about all my experiences ripping all that wax open and the different packs and the cards that I pulled. But I didn't have it on video. I just wrote about it, and it didn't even occur to me at the time that I should have been recording every pack opening and putting them online. In fact, to come full circle, hold on, quick drink. By the way, black cherry soda. Not an endorsement until I get a call from Stewart to be cut a deal. I'd love to then be my first endorsement deal for black cherry soda, non-caffeinated. Anyway, so I've been living the flip life, and I've been opening all these packs, and I would take to cut 3 or 4 cards and add them into an envelope and for free and give them away, cards that were basically worthless. But the cards that I didn't give away, I put in my old shoebox that my son used to collect, and I would go to the baseball card store. I still do this all the time in Overland Park, Kansas, and I trade in whatever I can for store credit. Now, you fill up a box of paper junk wax, that might be worth $5. You fill it up with Topps Chrome Baseball full, that might be worth maybe $20. So still not a lot, but it's better than nothing, and it adds up, and it really helps keep the cash flow and let the wallet extend a little more when you want to buy stuff and keep buying stuff. So I have this process of mailing out cards through eBay, taking the extras, the worthless stuff, flip lifing, eBaying, whatever I can, and then the rest goes to the garbage dump, the baseball card store, and I trade them for what I can. And so over the years, I've been doing this now for several years. And Jordan Neal, who helps run the shop, who owns the shop, he finally said to me, "Hey, Jonathan, you really should start a YouTube channel and open packs online. You're doing it anyway." And I was like, that's stuff for the breaking people and the people who do group breaks and stuff. And I'm an author. I write books. I don't really, I don't have time to market my books. I'm too busy writing my books, So I considered the idea, but I kind of just tabled it, And then my volume 1 comes out. And because I have such a key part of my storyline of Sports Card Volume 1 had to do with the television show, The Card Life, because the first half of my book, The Sports Card Collectors Club Volume 1, that's an investment book. I've been investing for 30 years. I have an MBA. I love investing in alternative asset classes, commodities, cryptocurrency, precious metals, you name it. So when I saw, after getting back into the hobby after the pandemic, that the hobby had changed so much, and now it's like investing, and there's Jeff Wilson and the Sports Card Investor app, and all these apps like Collect, where you can track your portfolio of cards and seal wax boxes. I thought, I can relate to this because it's like investing. It's pretty cool, So I embraced this new age, modern day hobby, which was not about collecting and building sets, and appreciating cards for their artwork and stuff like that. It was about profiting and making money. So I wrote a book about, so I was like, what, I can write a book about this. And so how would Warren Buffett buy sports cards? How would a hedge fund buy sports cards? How would a day trader buy and sell sports cards? And so I started to write these chapter ideas based on the things that I learned in business school at University of Missouri in Kansas City, all my investment knowledge from my 30-year career investing. And there's a chapter about, super collecting Paul Skeens. There's a chapter about college football with the University of Colorado and Deion Sanders and, Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter. There's a chapter about Caitlin Clark, a chapter about Zach Eady, hedge fund chapters, private equity chapters, etc. And basically, I was having a lot of fun with the book, writing it. Some chapters I made money, like my Paul Skeens chapter. Other chapters I lost money. Typically, I lost money not from the idea not being successful, but from having a good idea and then having the cards graded. And then you think the card should be a Gem Mint 10, that comes back as 6. And you're like, what? And then it's worth nothing in the market. A PSA 9 is almost equal to raw value. If it's not a 10, no one wants it. So I learned that the hard way, and it cost me lots of money, lots of cards in and getting shitty grades that I thought were great quality, great content. So a lot of them were right out of packs. I digress. But I was enjoying myself, though. And then finally one day I was watching the Royals game. There was a rain delay, and the rain kept raining and raining. And what basically happens is 30 minutes into a rain delay, the announcers just chit-chat. Once you get into an hour and a half, and there's bad storms coming, they have to find more programming. So typically they'll put on a show for 30 minutes at a time. And one of the go-to shows around the country is The Card Life, produced by Brandon Verzel, hosted by Matt Strom, who most recently played with the Royals. He's been with the Phillies and the Padres and other teams, originally with the Royals. And he's the original pack rat. He was the one during the pandemic who was doing Stadium Club rips on YouTube, and long before guys like Bobby Witt and Cags were well known as, collecting, famous collectors. the OG was Matt Strom, no doubt about it. So anyway, so when I wrote the book, I was a rain delay, and I'm watching TV, and it's a rain delay, and then boom, the Card Life show comes on, and then they get to the part of the show where Matt does a box break, and he opens up a hard box of a product or two with a guest, and I'm watching Matt rip packs, which is what I used to love to do as a kid. I was a junk wax kid. I got into the hobby in '81. I got really deep in the hobby in '82. Gave up the hobby in '88 when I went off to high school, and then was out of the hobby for like 30 years. But what I enjoyed the most, I did build sets, and I did play flip and trade cards and kind of gamble cards, but what I really enjoyed the most was ripping packs and that magic of ripping the wax and seeing what's inside, and every card's a secret relic, that sort of thing. And so when I watched this TV show, I'm like, oh my God, that's what I want to be doing. Investing in cards has been fun, but that doesn't get me motivated and get the feeling that I felt in childhood, like watching Matt rip packs. That's what I want to do now. I want to start ripping packs and building sets. So from that point on, the book detours and starts pivoting towards collecting and set building. I started building the famous 1986 Flair basketball set and many others. And so it's a really interesting book because it's a storyline about how my hobby changed throughout the book. And it changed again when I went through my Flip Life phase, and it's even changing now. Now I'm in the Card Life phase, which gets me to the Card Life Chronicles podcast. So I've already written volume 2 of the Flip Life. That's going to be coming out in December 1st. It's already on pre-sale. You can buy it now. And I'm in the process of writing volume 3 of the Card Life. And the Card Life, like all my books, will have different themes that run through it. The Card Life is me becoming more of a prominent, social media personality, hosting a couple of podcasts. I'm a recurring guest on 2 other podcasts now. So I'm more active, and I'm doing stuff, and I'm slowing down my book publishing process. I'm not, this year I put out 5 books. I'm now going to slow it down and do 2 books a year every 6 months. So that's going to give me a lot more, not necessarily free time, but more flexibility to spend more time, spend my late nights not writing books, but doing things like, live rip sessions with you guys. And so anyway, that's what the Card Life is about, is this new phase of my life. But of course, like the other books, a big part of it will be pack rippings and that part of the experience. And so the Card Life, the idea was that I got to do what I didn't do with the Flip Life, which was to document and video all the pack openings. So then it's kind of like people can experience the book in more than one way, and in different time horizons too. So the after tonight's rip, assuming we get through everything with basketball, we'll do one more mega rip of V Friends, and then we might do 1 or 2 miscellaneous rips. Maybe I'll save all that miscellaneous stuff for after the Chronicles are over. But basically, in my other room on the ping pong table, I have all the products laid out, like in a storyline. As you'll see, I don't want to give away the whole storyline, leave that for a surprise. But I'm still going to rip all the cards live on this podcast. Sometimes spontaneously, and then sometimes it'll be scheduled. So, for example, everyone knows that on 7:00 Eastern time on every other Tuesday, I have my flagship sports card Collectors Club podcast show. It's an interview format, me and a guest ripping packs, talking about them and their love for the hobby. Then the alternative Tuesdays at I guess it is 10:00 at night Eastern time. My show, The Rip Sessions, the idea was to do kind of like a virtual local card shop where everyone's sitting around a table and just open packs together. What I found is that, first of all, I launched it during the National when everyone was busy, which was difficult. But even after the National, I found it was very difficult to get guests. And I don't want to have recurring guests where everyone feels they have to show up every week and bring packs, which means they have to spend money. But I thought there would be enough of a vibrant community where people just want to reach out to me and join the show. And it became too challenging. So I realized what I'm going to do is this. I'm gonna scrap the rip sessions, and then every other Tuesday I'll do the Card Life Chronicles. This show, this format, just like this, but it'll be scheduled. So instead of my spontaneous show, which a lot of people don't get to catch when it's live, they got to catch the replay. For people who want to catch it live and of course be part of the chat, which is a big part of the fun of this whole thing. That'll be done every other Tuesday at 10:00. So that's really cool. So that's what I'm doing with that, and it'll be kind of along the storyline. We'll go from there. But tonight, enough talking. Let's get to ripping. We're going to start with all blaster boxes. I think about 10 of 2026 Topps Chrome basketball. So cheers to you guys. I thank you, 14 of you so far in the chat. Thank you all of you for being here, and let's have some fun. So the hobby is thriving in all kinds of ways. Not just physical, but also digital. I saw that Paulie from the Collecting and Connecting Network and Banana Mac, who I met at the Las Vegas Summer League NBA Top Shot event, the Disney, I think it's called D23, their digital pins collectible platform. They're promoting all their new content, all their new movies, and they had a huge star-studded event, and that was like a lot of fun. And it's just cool to me that the hobby continues to grow and grow in new ways. And we're in the age of Aquarius now, so technology is supposed to proliferate to make our lives better, and we're supposed to have a global community in the age of Aquarius. And I can see how that can now take shape, because the internet is providing a space for us all to connect. In fact, when I was in Vegas for the NBA Top Shot event, I couldn't believe how many people had never met before, but it was as if they had known each other for years, because they have been friends for years. They've been on podcasts together and traded, shared cards on NBA Top Shot's platform with each other and stuff like that through Twitter. But then you get together physically, and it's really, really special. What's also special is his first card, just a base card, but it's Zach Edey. And there's a chapter I mentioned earlier about Zach Edey in Sports Card Collectors Club Volume 1, although I lost money on that thesis about Zach Edey due to injuries, multiple sprained ankles. Still very bullish on this guy's future, so he can stay healthy. Really good dude on and off the court, and I'm rooting for him to come back this year and have a really big season. So shout out to you, Zach Edey. Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. Gotta like the update versus the flagship has not just updated players on new teams, but they're even doing updated photos, including new uniforms, and a lot of the alternative uniforms got featured in update. I think that's pretty cool. And then Sabonis. I like Sabonis a lot. Dylan Brooks, DeMar DeRozan, Shaden Sharp, Aaron Nesmith. So I'd say we're 2 for 2 so far as bus packs are concerned. Hold on. So thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Like I said, it's something that I would do anyway, and now it's so much fun to do it with the chat. Although tonight I don't know what I did when I clicked the loop button. I lost the chat, so I don't know how to get it back. Oh wait, hold on. There we are. The chat's live. Someone write, "Hi guys." All right, chat's up and running. Get a rookie card. CJ McCollum. And then here we go. We got our first numbered card of the night in pack number 3. So we're off to a great start. We had the last rip session we did, we had a drought. I think we had like 6 boxes without one good card. So not maybe the player you want. It's Dort from Oklahoma City, but it's a cool photography alert, and it's out of 99. It definitely is worthy of going into the gallery and getting put immediately into glass. And then we finished with a Devin Booker base. A numbered card of a non-big-time player is not that big of a deal. I'm not even sure if it's even trade for $5-10. Although this one actually is unique. If you look carefully, it's not your typical insert. Look at the color, the edges. It's got like the black dots and then the black sections. So that actually is pretty sweet. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. So who knows? Maybe that is a $50 card. I doubt it. Probably $5-10. All right, there's my dog. He's back. There's Buddy. You can say hi. Hopefully he's going to just chill. Pretty sure he doesn't need to go out because he just went out. So hopefully he's just here to hang out. Although I did take his bed out of here and put it back upstairs. So that was probably a mistake. Pack number 4. Jace Richardson. Journeyman Chris Paul. Rudy Gobert. And Jaden McDaniels. Back to bus back. James, Vucevic. Ooh. So this moment in time subset has been pretty popular. And Dylan Harper is one of the top 5 rookies We saw it with our own eyes. If you watch the NBA Finals, you watch the NBA playoffs, you saw how good he was. His future is so bright. Same with Stephen Castle and Wemby, that whole team in San Antonio. This is definitely worthy of the gallery. That's a nice little solid hit. And then SGA. His base might be worth $1 or $2. Who knows? I did see that Cooper Flagg's little brother, who played for New Hampshire, he just got signed as a free agent, I believe, with the 76ers. And I also saw, you never know sometimes if things are rumor or they're really true. I saw that Joel Embiid got hurt again. Is that true, guys? Let me know in the chat if that's true. If that is bad news for LeBron's hopes of winning a title in Philly. All right, let's keep going. Hugo Gonzalez, LaMelo Ball, Carmelo Anthony with the red, white, and blue, and Bobby Portis. So I pulled that Cooper Flag red, white, and blue. At the time, it was going for 200, like the day after release. I'd still guessed it for 100. So still a really good price. Recouped, that 2 blashes worth of cards for sure. But it shows how careful when you're buying. Prices of cards are always the highest value right after a product is released, and they typically come down. So I'd hold off on buying singles still. More cards are coming to the market. Every time someone opens a pack, every time someone posts a card on eBay, the supply increases, prices should go down. That's how laws of supply and demand should work, and that's the beautiful thing about capitalism. Rick Barry, Drew Holiday. That's a shade and sharp, red, white, and blue, cool photography alert. And then Kyrie Irving, who won an amazing championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers after being down 3-1 to the 72-win Golden State Warriors. I really thought LeBron was going to go back to Cleveland. I didn't think he was going to go back to go to Philly. All right, so the first blaster, now called Value Box, is done. Not bad. We pulled 2 cards that were worthy of the gallery. Dylan Harper, Moment in Time, rookie card, and a Dort parallel out of 99. So it's not bad. Now this one, by the way, came unsealed. So you could sell it on eBay, but it would not have the same market value because people don't know if it's been tampered with. So that's why Topps encouraged card shops to take off the cellophane wrapper in the store, because they wanted to take away the motivation for scalpers. I'm sure you've seen that scalping's become a real problem, not just for sports cards, especially for Pokemon. Just last week, someone had a knife pulled on them in line at Target. We're seeing gunfights, all kinds of craziness, because there's been a lot of money to be made, and when there's money to be made, greed takes over, and people sometimes do bad things in the name of profit. It's a shame. This stuff is for fun. It's trading cards. Let's not take this stuff too seriously. These companies should print more to force the prices down and get rid of all the scalpers. Cade Cunningham. There's a Kyrie Irving Stratospheric Stars. One of my least favorite celebration moves. There's Dante. And then Jason Tatum. Looks like a no-look pass. That's pretty sweet. Oh, you know what I didn't do, guys? I never promoted the stream. I never put it on. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm going to take the link and put it on my Twitter account and stuff like that. So hold tight. Grateful for the 16 people on here, but that might explain why we're at 16 instead of like 1,600, is because I didn't let anyone know we're live. Yep. There we go. There it is. All right, give me 1 sec, guys. Yeah, so thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. Whether we pull a banger tonight or not, I hope hanging out with me is entertaining. It's worth your time. You can spend your time with anyone, so I appreciate if you're spending time with me. It doesn't matter if there was 17 people in this chat, 1,700 or one. I'm literally just grateful that you guys want to hang and enjoy the hobby with me. Definitely get involved in the chat. Say hello. I'd love to know your favorite player, your favorite product. What's your last big pull? Get active in the chat for sure. Hold on, let me now do it this. And then let's do one more thing. Oh, I should probably put this on TikTok too. Sorry. Yeah, one more up. One more bat signal, as I like to call it. All right, we're good. Thanks for your patience. Let's get back to biz. All right, I'm pulling up my second camera again. We're back. All right, let's rip. Sorry, we lost one person. Got annoyed. That must have been when lost their patience and flipped to something else. I apologize, guys. Thanks for your patience for everyone stuck around. It's direct live with a second. Ooh, what's this? SGA. Whoa, that's cool. I haven't seen this one yet. SGA, Moment in Time. Thinking of my buddy Levi. Levi I met through NBA Top Shop Summer League event in Vegas. He was the first guest I had on my Rip Sessions show, and he opened a bunch of Top Shop. He's from Oklahoma City. He loves SGA. That's a really cool card. Maybe worth $20. Who knows? Gallery worthy for sure. And there's Christian Braun, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, and then Jimmy Butler. So these go in the go away pile, and this one gets some glass. So what do you think, chat? You think if Joel Embiid is really hurt, the Sixers are toast? They're cooked? I think they could be. Let's keep ripping. Draymond Green re-signed. He's going back to Golden State. He's a character, a real enforcer. There's a rookie card, red, white, and blue for Fierro on the Lakers. We got Dorian Finney-Smith and John Morant with a cool photography alert. I'm really excited to see how John Morant does in a new team, going to Portland. Low-profile city. That might be perfect for him. And I think he could have a banger year. PJ Washington. Whoa, here we go. That's legit. A Luka red, white, and blue. I don't know if Cooper Flag goes for 100. He's a rookie. He's the rookie. This is Luka. My best guess would be $50 card here. Definitely going to the gallery. Shaquille base, and then man of the hour, who might be injured again, Joel Embiid. So, still 3 more packs to go in blaster number 2, but we've now pulled our second worthy card for the gallery. That's good. I'm grateful. Thank you, sports card gods. Thank you also, basketball gods. It's kind of a collaboration. And speaking of the basketball gods, I have been working on my book, The Basketball Gods Are Real. It's coming along awesome. I mean, it's done. I mean, I'm reading it now, and I'm finding very few edits, and I'm at this like last stage of editing. And even though I promised myself I'm not going to put the book out when it's ready, I'm going to wait till next July. I could be done with it soon. It's really fun to read. I'm enjoying it, every chapter, the edits, and every time I go through it, there's less to do. It's pretty close to being ready. Jalen Johnson, Igor Demon, his rookie patch auto was pulled. I know that. And then Norman Powell. Cameron Johnson, Nolan Traore, Colin Sexton, Andrew Wiggins base. Bus pack. Jaren Jackson Jr. also on a new team this year. So many new faces on new teams. This will be a really exciting NBA season. It's a lot of parity, I think. Here's Dwight Powell with the Ray Wave. Is that worthy of the gallery? I don't know. Rookie card for Yannick Conan Niederhauser. And then Bradley Beal. A Ray Wave for a not a big name player might be worth $1. Okay, so that was two blasters, and actually turns out they were about consistent. They each produced two cards worthy of the gallery. The first blaster produced a parallel out of 99, but the second one had an SGA moment in time and a red, white, and blue Luka. So definitely I'd have to give the actually, believe it or not, because the Luka, the second blaster, might have been the bigger winner. Anyway, this one is sealed, so we could flip it, but no fun in that. I'm not a flipper. Even when I was in the flip life, I was not looking to make money. I was just looking for an excuse to, ship out cards to include my advertisements for my books. Definitely not in this hobby to make money. Definitely just in it because I love cards and I love enjoying the hobby. Doesn't mean that I don't, I'm not cognizant of what things are worth. I love investing and do it for a living. I love economics. I have some cards that might be worth a few coins, but that's not why I buy the cards. I buy them because I love them, because they are meaningful to me in some way, for some reason. There's Noah Asenge rookie, CJ McCollum base, Nolan Traore base, and this is consistent. Now these blasters are producing 1 or 2 really nice cards per blaster, which is good. I went 6 in a row in one session with not one good card. VJ Edgecombe, speaking of the Sixers, if Joel Embiid's hurt, not so true anymore, but they might have had arguably the best starting five going into the season if they weren't injured. Cool photography alert, and yeah, VJ, one of the top 5 rookies from last year's class, really got huge upside. Excited for his future. Definitely going into glass for sure. All right, it's value box number 3. This will probably be the last time we rip Topps basketball update. Assuming we finish everything tonight. If we don't, we'll do one more rip. But I will stay focused on basketball because I'm writing the Basketball Gods Are Real, and in my Car Life Chronicles, because of that, it's very basketball heavy. So you'll see a lot of basketball openings from me in the future. But for the hobby, the attention will turn to football. Next week, August 20th, Topps flagship football comes out for the first time in like over a decade. That's going to be a really big deal. Should not be overpriced. It should be printed to the high heavens, so everyone should be able to get their hands on the cards. But, I love Evan Mendoza. He's been so great in front of the mic at press conferences like that. I thought he played really well. I'm not so sure how strong this rookie class is going to be. Jordan Love. There's some big names. We'll see. It remains to be seen. But I love football. I'm excited for the next season, and the hobby is ready for this product for sure. Here's Chase Richardson, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard with the alternative photo, Ray Wave, and then Russell Westbrook, who just announced his retirement this past week. 18 seasons. Congratulations, Russell Westbrook. Yeah, real journeyman. He played for so many teams. We'll give this alternative image of Damian Lillard, Ray Wave, a spot in the gallery. Zion James, Vucevic, Damian Lillard again with the Fortune 15. I mean, not really a coveted player, not really a coveted insert. Should I go into the gallery just to match up with Damian Lillard? I say no. Tonight I was on a podcast, the High Hard One, hosted by Jay Destiny from The Hive, talking baseball, talking collective bargaining agreement, talking promotion relegation ideas like my book series talks about, Hugo Gonzalez. After you watch me tonight, go check that out, whatever. LaMelo Ball. I attached a link on my YouTube channel and on my Twitter page. Here is another really good one. We're hitting a lot of these now, so maybe they're not so rare. But when you pull a Dylan Harper, you pull an SGA, and now a Steph Curry, moment in time, now you're cooking. Steph Curry, probably $5-10 card, but one of the most popular players in the league, and rightly so. He is a vanguard. The 3-point shot, he reinvented it, and it changed the game. Grady Dick, just a base card, but I love Grady Dick. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. He didn't just go to KU. He grew up in Kansas. And I have a chapter about him in my first book, The Missing Grady Dick Card. Really good chapter. So go check out my book, The Sports Card Collectors Club Volume 1. You can buy it everywhere. However, my new book, The Pokemon Gods Are Real, you cannot buy it anywhere. There's a reason why. My first 15 books I put out on a platform called Ingram Spark. They do the actual printing. And with Ingram Spark, I used to like them a lot because you get global reach, like all over the world, and it's your book will be everywhere. It's on Amazon, it's in Barnes and Noble, it's at Target, it's at Walmart. Maybe not in the physical stores, but on Target.com, Walmart.com. So it's got a lot of reach. The alternative to Ingram Spark is Amazon. They have their KDP program, and they have some very unique features. And I don't know. At the time I first got started, they didn't do hardcover books. Ingram did. I really wanted a hardcover in my portfolio of books. And maybe Amazon was too corporate for me. And I thought Ingram was more like indie integrity kind of thing, authentic. But I had some coincidences happen, and the website crashed, and I decided to my Pokemon book was ready for upload, and Ingram wasn't ready to receive it and upload it. So I'm like, maybe it's time for the Pokemon Gods. I should try Amazon. And Amazon, I gotta say, it was a seamless process, so easy to use. And then I thought, well, the ebook is up and running, and it went to number 1 on the pre-sale. It was amazing in a day. And they haven't even really promoted it yet for me, so that was just incredible. And I'm like, maybe I'll keep it. I'll keep the paperback and the hardcover on the old network, And then I went and uploaded them, and the files got rejected. And I was like, what? And then my designer had given me new files for Amazon for paper and hardback. And then I uploaded them, and then boom, bam, zoom, it got uploaded, no problem, no charge. It was cheaper to use Amazon, and the books got approved, and they'll probably be online tomorrow. So the Pokemon Gods Are Real. I'm going to get paid double the royalty. Instead of 35%, I'll get paid 70%, which is a big deal. The catch is this, though. My book will only be sold on Amazon, only on Kindle. Now, look, Kindle is 2/3 of the e-reader, e-book market. Amazon is 2/3 of the physical book market, especially online orders. And my books weren't in the physical stores at Barnes & Noble anyway, just online. So I get paid more distribution. And the truth is, Amazon is global. They have Amazon.com in every country in the world. I had lots of unique independent book publishers sign my books, and book companies were selling my books in New Zealand and stuff like that. But how many were I really selling? Maybe I'll sell more with Amazon because they're so dominant. We'll wait and see. So it's kind of an experiment. I'm curious to see how it goes. But so far, Amazon's done a great job. I'm very, very pleased with them. And so, the Pokemon Gods might have pointed me in the right direction. If all goes well, I'll continue to use them going forward. Rick Barry, Drew Holiday, Michael Porter Jr., the red, white, and blue, and Amari Williams rookie card. We rarely pull this guy. When we're done with this rip, like tomorrow, I'll put out a little summary. I'll create a GIF on chat with all my favorite cards. You guys will see the recap. There's Carter Bryant, Steph Curry base, Rick Barry, red, white, and blue. That's cool. Jason Tatum. I think that goes get some glass. Yeah. Something about that red, white, and blue design it pops so nice. Let me get some more glass. I have all these little trays everywhere, and they make a lot of noise. All right, we got one more pack to go in this fourth blaster. So no mega hits, but we've had some nice, consistent, decent cards tonight. Herbert Jones. Have we ever pulled this guy? Never, never. There's Giannis down with Miami. Bill Russell. 10 championships or 11, I forget. 10 or 11. I think it was 10 in 12 years. And then the worst celebration in sports. All right, let's keep it going. We're with this to have fun. It's not about the profit. But would I be upset if I pulled a rookie patch auto? No, I'll be thrilled. Will I jump up and down like a monkey? No, I promise you I will not. In fact, I liked how the people who pulled the Cooper flag and rookie patch auto celebrated. They were excited, but they didn't act crazy. They were, it was a proper celebration. I always think it's weird when these breakers act so crazy when they pull a big card because it's not their card. Someone else paid for that slot and paid for that break, and they won the card. You're mailing it out to them. You didn't win it. Nothing to do with you. So why do they care? Why do they get so excited? They're so emotionally invested just for entertainment, maybe? I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's kind of an interesting phenomenon, how they behave, right? Noah Asange, rookie. CJ McCollum, Michael Peavy, rookie card, Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, Michael Peavy, I would say he's in the top 10 from the rookie class from last year. But the red, white, and blue looks awesome. When in doubt, gallery. Chase Richardson, Chris Paul, there's Dort, white and blue, and Trae Young. Trae Young, of course, during the pandemic was one of the big chases like Zion Williamson. I never got the chance to chase Zion Williamson or Trae Young because I was busy writing books during the pandemic. But that will be a topic and a chapter coming up in Volume 3 of The Card Life, and you will see how I celebrate the pandemic times and the times that I missed as a collector because I was out of the hobby in the rip sessions to come. There's Zion James, Vucevic, Ricochet, Duncan Robinson with the cool photography alert, but it's a bust back. All right, I'm out of drink. We'll have to get a break soon. Can't get enough of black cherry soda. Fell in love with black cherry soda during my time living in New York. Dr. Brown's was the best. We don't get Dr. Brown's here. We have Stewart's. We have a bunch of other ones that are pretty good. Hugo Gonzalez, LaMelo Ball, my boy Grady Dick, Eamon Thompson, bus pack. Yeah, lots of different ways to enjoy this hobby. Ripping cards is just one of them. Definitely not the most profitable. I'd say that 85% of packs you open are a bust. You lose money, lose all of your money. If you're lucky, you recoup, 30 or 40% of your market on a typical rip if you're lucky. But I do it for the entertainment value. I also do it because I now do trade shows. And I want to have not just dollar bins. I want to have cards that I can just give away to kids for free at my booth. My booth will not be about making money. I don't really care about, buying and selling PSA 10s, buying at 85, selling at 110. I just really do trade booths to be part of the community, sell my books, and I want to have cards that I could sell that are related to my book. So I want to sell golf cards to promote my golf gods book. I want to sell football cards for football gods, etc. So I just want to have a simple table that's a lot of fun to be around. There's a new edition. First time we pulled that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 17 in the chat. I'm grateful for every one of you. That's the amount of people that I thought I would have when I first got into this online live breaking stuff. But I've been amazed how you stay on long enough. I've done 2 and 3 hour breaks, and I've had in the up in the thousands, 2,000 people join. Now part of that has been that I benefit from being on Paulie's Collecting and Connecting Podcast Network. Some of it was the time of day that I did it. And I think some of it had to do with the product I was ripping. I did a V-Friend session that was really popular. And I ripped a lot of Topps Chrome basketball. And, of course, now all the big chase cards have been pulled. So maybe that's why I'm getting less of a turnout tonight. But I'm grateful for all of you guys, no matter reason why you're here. You're awesome, and I'm grateful for you. Giannis Base. This is a Fanatical rookie card. I've definitely pulled this guy more than any. Trey Johnson III rookie. But this will go into the gallery. That Fanatical card is pretty rare. I almost never pull that insert. Speaking of those stands, I need some more of them. Hold on. All right, that was the next blaster. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. This one is sealed. All right, sports card gods, activate. Be with us. Entertain us. Alex Sarr, Ryan Nemard, Josh Hart, Fortune 15, Cedric Coward. Cedric Coward, I think he's in the top 10 of that rookie class too. I think so. But we'll put him in. We're not going to give him the gallery tonight. Kind of Michael Peavy's in that same category, but he had a red, white, and blue, so he got in the gallery. Clint Capella, Jameer Watkins, rookie card, really cool photography. Look at that thing. Damn. Whoa. This goes gallery. Clutch Gene, Jalen Brunson. Look, this is a subset card. Lots of players get this card, but Jalen Brunson actually deserves the Clutch Gene. Definitely the most clutch player in our league right now, but even of his current generation, maybe not clutch MJ clutch yet, but a couple more championships and he could reach that level. Love Jalen Brunson, just an absolute superstar on and off the court. Yeah, he's fearless. NBA Finals, he had Wemby guarding him. He would take 3-pointers right over Wemby's reach. It was just very, very impressive. He also can get to the hoop and slash. I think the next level for Jalen Brunson is becoming more of a passer, actually. Making everyone else better around him. Less, keeping it yourself to the hoop. Less, step back 3-pointers for yourself. More, feeding your teammates. Walker Kessler, Tyrese Proctor, Trey Murray III, red, white, and blue, and then a VJ Edgecombe rookie card. Do you have a VJ yet? Yeah, that's our second VJ. Very nice. Oops, sorry. Porzingis, Thomas Sober, Kalen Malik rookie card, red and blue, and then recently retired Russell Westbrook. And look at his face, by the way. He's focused. Franz Wagner, Dwight Powell, Derek Queen rookie, and Ryan Kalkbrenner rookie. 2 packs to go in this box. Ooh, Grady Dick. My boy Base. De'Aaron Fox. We rarely pull this guy. This is a very rare base card. Same with this. Mattis Bruzelis. And then another rare one. Asa Newell. Last pack from this blaster. I'm losing track. Maybe it's number 5. 1, 2, 4. I don't know. Don't matter. Evan Mobley. TJ McConnell. We really pulled that. Whoa. Andrew Nembhard at a 299. I mean, he's not the kind of player you're looking to chase, but just look at that design, that color, that teal. It's beautiful. It pops so beautiful. Amari Williams rookie. All right, so it's our second numbered card. They don't come around as often as you'd like them to. Hold on. They don't promise them. So nothing but gratitude when you pull one. But I sold a number card the other day. I think it was a yellow at a 275. Is that right? 299. I only sold for like $1 or $2. It was not one of the big name players. Kind of like a guy like this, you know. All right, so we've been doing this for an hour, and I think we must have done 6. I can't. There's just trash everywhere. I'm not sure, but what I do know is we got four left, 4 blasters left. So we'll rip those, and then we'll call it a night. This is one of the ones that came wrapper off. They took the wrapper off right in front of me. So if you're gonna take wrappers off, that's the way to do it, in my opinion. We've now hit 20 people in the chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you had a really good weekend. My wife and I moved our son into his apartment at KU his sophomore year. That consumed our weekend. I'm happy it's done. Happy he's all settled in, having fun already. It's weird not having him home. I miss him. But actually, it was a problem because his bedroom shares a wall with my office, and he's always got TV on or loud music and whatever with friends over. And it was hard for me to do these sessions because it would be distracting and it would ruin the sound. So I miss him terribly already. I prefer him home, but I also know I'll be much more productive when he's not around. But he's not too far away. KU's only about a 45-minute drive, so it's kind of nice. He can have his own experience, but I know he's close by, you know. Buddy Hields, Javon Small, Hachimura, Bonzo Ball. Bust. I did pull out Wemby at a 75 purple last session. The value at the time was $500. So far, it's got like a $3 bid on it. It's going to mature in 3 days. So hopefully that's going to go berserk real soon. Everyone's being real patient on that card. We'll see what happens. There's Sengun, Kelly Oubre Jr., Mike Conley with the Ray Wave, and then Kat, who has been a real ambassador for the card hobby. He loves cards, and he's great for the hobby. He's popular. People love him, and people seeing guys like him love cards will help the hobby grow for sure. Jaren Jackson. Speaking of Wemby, DeMar DeRozan, Fortune 15. Peyton Pritchard base. So, quick timeout. If you follow my channel, you know, but if you don't, then I'll let you know. Because a lot of you might be following from the Collecting and Connecting Twitter account or their YouTube channel. But if you follow my Twitter account, which is Scooter Fink, my main one, then of course Hockey Gods 44 from my Sports Card Collectors Club Twitter account. You also can follow me on YouTube at Sports Card Collectors Club. I'm always looking for fun ways to enjoy the card market, and you don't have to always spend lots of money. I'm building a PC that's costing me very little, like $1 a card basically, but it's so much fun to curate this. I'm playing a franchise dynasty on NBA 2K26, starting in the very beginning, 1983. I'm playing with the Kansas City Kings, which is my town, and then in '84, I'm bringing back 6 Lost Franchises, which is the name of the series. Teams like the Buffalo Braves, the New Jersey Americans, the Syracuse Nationals, teams that the Baltimore Bullets, teams that are not around anymore from the ABA or NBA early years that still should be for whatever reason but are not. And so they'll come back next year, and we'll see it. Right now, the Bulls are the worst team in the league. They might draft Jordan. We'll see who gets Jordan in '84. But the point is, I'm playing with the Kings, and I basically liquidated the team. I traded all my draft picks. I turned over the roster. They were a really bad team. But now I have a team that I really like, and we're doing great. We're 9-2. We're in first place. And the key is, here's how it involves sports cards. I'm playing a lot because I want to kind of feel the good vibes and get ideas for my book, The Basketball Gods Are Real. But it's also related to sports cards because every time I play a game, I click a new card. So I got like Dominic Wilkins. He's my starting point guard, and then he plays small forward in the second shift. I got my starting power forward, Bill Walton, rest in peace. Craig Hodges comes off the bench. He's still trying to find his role on the team. Dale Ellis has been up and down, but he just played in the Rising Stars game, the first game of the All-Star Weekend. It was the rookies against sophomores. So Dominique played for the sophomores on my team. Dale Ellis played on the freshman team, and I just gave him the ball every possession. He scored 40 points. He was just draining threes. He was the MVP of the game. Mike Dunleavy is the first guy on my team who I didn't draft or trade for. I picked him up as a free agent one game into the season. There's more Dominique. He's been my MVP so far. Actually, I think him and Tree Rollins, but Dale Ellis and John Sundvold have also become a really important part of my team. We're shooting threes like crazy. There's John Sundvold with the on-card auto. And then I pulled a bunch of these cards. They're not on this guy's not on my team, but it's the team. It's the Kansas City Kings. There's Anthony Bonner. Got this other Bill Walton. And then, as you know from my earlier conversation about my set building from Sports Card Volume 1, there's a chapter about this set as well in Volume 2 because I've been building it. I give a big update. So I've actually always had this card, Wayne Tree Rollins from the famous 86 Flair set. So yeah, so these are cards that I have not even introduced yet to the public, but I'll be sharing them as I keep doing updates for the game. So I'm having fun playing video games. I've always loved video games ever since I was a little kid. Atari Pong. I've never been not into video games, but in the last 10 years, I've always bought the new game, but then never played them because I've been too busy writing. I've been obsessed with writing. But now I'm slowing the writing down. I have plenty of books to go, but only 2 books a year. I want to focus more on, marketing and social media and my day job, And so I'm slowing it down, and that gives me more time to do things like play video games. And, I still do it to take a break from editing or whatever or from my day job, but I'm trying to make it fun and, involve my sports card passion alongside it. PJ Washington, Draymond Green, Dirk Nowitzki with the insert, and then Trey Young. This card is probably worth like $1 or $2, but it's a very rare insert. We really pull it, so we'll give Dirk some glass. So building a YouTube channel has been really my most challenging part of social media. I've had a lot more success building up TikTok and Instagram, and definitely easier with Twitter. But it's very rewarding with YouTube, and I appreciate every new subscriber and every moment I build a channel. The goal is to get to 4,000 hours of views so you can get monetized. And now the race is on, because if you're not at 4,000 by next February, you got to get to 8,000. So I'm like, oh shit, I got to find ways to get some views. Ooh, Magic Johnson, red, white, and blue. So I started doing an audiobook series. So far, I've done the first chapter of Sports Card Collectors Club and Spirits of the Gridiron, but now I'm focusing exclusively on Republic Baseball League, so people can like binge watch it. So I think I'm on chapter 10 or 11 so far, so you can go check that out on this YouTube channel. And it's me. You can see me on it, but it's more about listening. So it's more like the kind of thing you can do when you're on a walk or driving to work, going to sleep at night, or you can watch me on TV if you wanted, just like people watch YouTube on TV now. So Magic Johnson, absolute legend. No idea how much this goes for, $5-10 maybe, but we'll put it in the gallery. All right, last pack of the fourth to last blaster, now called Value Box for some reason. Kate Cunningham, Shaden Sharp, Colin Murray Boyle, rookie, white and blue, Eamon Thompson, base. All right, 3 to go, guys. I know I say thanks for joining me so much, but I mean it. I really appreciate all the support. Love this community, and I'm just looking for ways to be part of it and share my love of the hobby with the community. And so that's why I'm doing this stuff. It's also interesting, I published 14 books before my sports card book, and I gotten good feedback, but not like the feedback I got from the sports card community about my writing. And so I just wanted to give back to the community that's given me so much. Like I said, my new book, Pokemon Gods Are Real, is now #1 on pre-sale in their category, which is incredible. I'm so grateful. It's only been a couple of days. So the community is definitely supporting me, and I thank you guys very much. Kelly Oubre Jr., and there's Yannick, and then Jaden Hardy, bus pack. Jaren Jackson, Andrew Wiggins, upside down Chet Holmgren. We don't see him very often. And then Sabonis. Wemby base, PJ Washington. We're starting to see him a lot. Tyrese Halliburton, wave. That's very nice. I hope he can get healthy and stay healthy. He's a real talent. He won an NBA championship, did he not? It's amazing how bad they were without him, though, the year after he got injured. Yeah, I don't see Indiana Pacers competing for a championship this year, but with him healthy, they'll be much better. Hold on. Definitely going through a lot of products tonight, so I guess it's been maybe not like a good session as far as like mega hits, but we've had a decent amount of good hits that have filled up the gallery really, really nice. So that's fun. We'll do a quick recap when we're finished, and then I'll do a little summary tomorrow. Draymond Green, Derek Lively. Whoa! Now this one is a real banger. Stratospheric Stars, but numbered at a 199 SGA. It's our third numbered card, and he's a high-profile guy. And come on, he's MVP candidate every year. And then Devin Booker. So so this has been a good session for us. Grateful. Definitely will have a dozen, maybe 2 dozen cards to send out on eBay and flip after this. To start selling some books. Whoa, dropped it. There's Jaron McDaniels. Okay, so this guy right here, Trey Johnson III, we've pulled his card more than any, but this is his Go Time card. And it's the first time we've pulled it tonight, so we're going to give this some glass. The universe has spoken. Cade Cunningham, and then Shaden Sharp. Sometimes an insert might not be worth very much, but when you realize how rare it is, you appreciate it more when you pull it, you know? Van Adebayo, first time tonight. Malik Monk, first time tonight. Grady Dick, red, white, and blue. Let's go. You know I love Grady Dick. I featured in my first book, Sports Card Volume 1, a KU kid. That's awesome. And then, speaking of SGA, not number, just his base. Yeah, Grady Dick on a new team this year. Hope that will suit him well. He's an example of a kid who went to win pros maybe too early. He left after his freshman year, and then didn't get to thrive as much at the NBA level as he would have probably liked or thought he would. And I wonder if he had spent 3 more years in college, where he would have been. He would have been much more mature and developed by the time he got to the NBA, and he might have had a chance to win 1 or 2 NCAA championships if he had stayed. Zach LaVine, first time we pulled him. Derek Queen, Jordan Poole, red, white, and blue, and Bobby Portis. Okay, 2 to go. Seven packs, 4 cards each. We got 2 to go. Here we go. Bill Russell base, Rudy Gobert base, Cat base, Kalkenbrenner base, bust. There's our boy again. We're pulling him a lot tonight. Grady Dick. Ace Bailey for the first time tonight. Very nice. Brandon Ingram, and then Jack Kukonis, rookie card. Yang Hansen, Josh Hart, Magic Johnson with the Ray Wave, Amari Williams. Drake Powell, Jordan Poole, Allen Iverson with the insert, the stratospheric stars, and then Jason Tatum. Rasheer Fleming, DeJounte Murray, Joel Embiid, Activators. That's a rare card. And then we pull this a lot too. I'm getting tired, so it's good that we're almost done. Too many late night rip sessions, guys. Cam Jones, Grayson Allen, Jalen Johnson, red, white, and blue, and Jimmy Butler. Bust. All right, last pack. One more blaster to go after this, guys. Barnheiser, Julius Randle, Jordan Poole, white and blue, and Rockshot Jayhawk, Christian Braun. All right, could you believe it? Last blaster magic. Let's go. Rookie patch auto. You're the last chance, guys. I might be able to pick up some blasters on Tuesday at the baseball card store. But if I did, that would be the very, very last time. And if they might be sold out after this weekend. And then I'm buying one hobby of Topps flagship football, and then I'm really done for the foreseeable future, with the exception of junk wax, which I'm building up for a book idea, basically, and for my own fun. But I'm going to really slow down and stop new purchases for a while because I have enough material, as you'll see, for my Card Life Chronicles sessions. So we're good. These pack openings will still be really entertaining. They'll just be very different. Got some eclectic, fun stuff to open. You'll see. But let's finish strong, guys. What do you say? Thanks for everyone in the chat. 24, you guys. I appreciate you. A lot of my regulars are not here tonight. I haven't seen them in the chat, so must be some new people. So thank you if you're new. Thank you for joining me. I write books. I love sports cards. My name's Jonathan Fink. Walter Clayton Jr., Anthony Simmons, Giannis, and rookie Jakakunis. Bust. Yeah, so basketball is not the sport that I have focused on the most in recent years, but my love for basketball goes way back. Literally in high school, the first fantasy sport I ever played was fantasy basketball in the early 1990s, where we did everything by hand. Watched the games at night, and then newspaper the next day is how we scored the games. And then I went to Tulane. I literally fell in love with Tulane because my senior year, they were March Madness, and they upset St. John's, and St. John's was like from New York. I'm from Long Island, and I was like so blown away by that. I visited the school, and I just fell in love with it. And then over my 4 years at Tulane, we were a top 25 team, and I went to every single game, painting my face, the chest, the whole thing, doing all that stuff with my fraternity brothers, sleeping out for tickets as a freshman for the fraternity brothers and all that stuff. Paid my dues, and had so much fun. Out of 150. Jace Richardson, nice, and then Green, and we even traveled for road games. We were so into Tulane basketball, and then here I am now. My son's a freshman at KU, which is where modern basketball was basically, it's the home of college basketball. It's where the sport really started. James Naismith passed it on to Fog Allen, who passed it on to Dean Smith and several others. Roy Williams, just an amazing heritage of basketball at KU. Nembhard, Clint Capela, Rick Barry, Waywave, and Liam McNeely. I watched him play at Summer League. He was pretty good. I think he's got potential. Yeah, so give this, if you're watching on my YouTube channel or on Paulie's, connecting, give it a like. Please subscribe. Show me support. I appreciate it. I appreciate all your support. But definitely looking to grow those channels. There's Ja. There's Ricochet. Bus Pack. John Morant. Here's another chase card back during the pandemic. Him, Trae Young, Zion Williamson, Tyrese Proctor, Porzingis. Whoa. Wembayama. Moment in time. Let's go. Chaz Lanier. Yeah, Wemby is awesome. I love him on the court. He's a freak. He's the alien. But I also love him off the court. He plays chess in Central Park. He goes to China and Nepal, and he meditates with the Buddhists. Like, he's cool, man. He's an enlightened dude. I wish him much success. All right, 2 to go, guys, as we approach the 90-minute mark. Thomas Sorber, Franz Wagner, Will Riley, Rookie, red, white, and blue. You can see how I got tongue-tied with the Wookiee. Jalen Suggs. So anyway, yeah, my books, I'd love you to buy them and download them on ebook and have them buy the hardback and paperback, but If you don't have the money, no worries, man. I'm putting them all online for free on YouTube. So start with the Republic Baseball League. I'm on chapter 11, and you can put your headphones on a walk and listen to me tell the story of the adventures of Professor Kevin Dempsey. And then we'll do Spirits of the Gridiron next, so you can get to know Beck Jordan and his story. And then I'll eventually create audiobooks for free for my entire catalog of all my books. I was going to say my gift to the universe, and this is how the universe thanks me. Dwight Powell base. Look at this one, guys. Holy moly. And it was Last Pack Magic. Oh, I gave me the chills, dude. Last Pack Magic. So, look, it's out of 75. Purple. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 5th numbered card in 10 boxes. That's a pretty good every other 0.5 ratio. But we finally pulled an auto. And it's... What do you think of that auto, guys? For Noah Asenge. It's kind of just like his initials. Can you even see the N and the E? It's on card, which is awesome. The card itself is beautiful and refracts. I'd give him like a 5.5 out of 10 on the auto. But the card gets a 10. That's beautiful. What a way to finish the rip, guys. Cayman Mullock and Will Richard. Last Pack Magic. Last box Magic. All the different superstitions. All I can tell you is it came through tonight. You're not always going to pull the rookie patch auto, the Insane Chase card. But every rip is a different story. Every rip's a new adventure. And we did come through big in the last pack. So yeah, hour and a half. I'm tired. We finished the session. I'm grateful for all you guys who've shown up tonight. Thank you for the support. Sometimes we do these rips and they get 1,000 people, sometimes 2,000 people, sometimes it's 26 people. It doesn't matter to me. I'm grateful for all of you. You're all beautiful souls, and you're choosing to spend your free time with me. You can be watching other people rip cards. You can watch other things, other interests you have. And so I'm grateful for all of you helping me build this channel, helping me be part of this community and share my love for this hobby with everybody. And so we finished strong. We got the Noah Asenge auto out of 75. Not a big name player. It might only be a $15, $20 card. At most, might even be a $10 card. But for the Ripper and me, that's a banger. That's a good way to finish. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for your support, for the Pokemon Gods of Real being #1 on presale, for supporting all my live streams. Thank you in advance for checking out my free audiobooks on this channel. Definitely start with RBL Volume 1. And yeah, this was a fun rip. We're done with 2026 Topps Basketball Update. We're moving on to, we'll do another V-Friends Mega Rip, and then we're on to the core chapter material from my book, The Sports Card Collectors Club Volume 3, The Card Life. So you are amazing. I appreciate your support. Keep this hobby going. Keep loving it. Keep sharing it. And just stay grateful out there. You guys take care. God bless.
He pulled a stain from a shoebox lid. Said this one traded for my first big win. Jonathan Fink on the line tonight, with a pack in hand and a story that bites. Old paper, new spark, name on the card. From basement deals to a full-on star. Collecting